And we are back to another amazing episode on Insights with PT, continuing the theme of relationships, marriage, and dating, which happens to be, I think, everyone's favorite topic. So, it's your girl Tammy, and I'm here with
PT in the house.
Woo! So, we're diving straight in. We're asking all these questions, and I promise you, we're not leaving no fluff, We're going in, we're not leaving any fluff. We're going scripture-based as well, too. So, remember, it's a Christian-based counseling-wise. So, PT, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Born ready.
Okay, so you mentioned, clear communication, establishing that clear communication. So marriages, there'll always be arguments. But how do you know when some arguments are not, worth it? How do you know when to walk away, but without disrespecting your partner?
Yeah, is the tone. Is the tone of the replies. Is the tone of the replies. Trust me, 90% of the time, most people know when something is about to degenerate. People know. At times, it's because you just give yourself into your emotions. And you're not able to control yourself. Do you understand? And the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. So you can. I can start discussion with my wife on something, and I see this. I'm saying no. I'm not fighting. I'm just trying to make a point, We don't need to fight over this. I'm just trying to make a point, She said, okay. What you've done there is that you've brought the temperature down. You've brought it down, because you've seen the way the other party has responded. You've brought the temperature down. I said, no, we're just discussing. This is not a fight. Do you understand? You might not agree at a consensus that day, but you might continue later. But at least you've made it clear that it's not a fight. So people bring down their guards. But if somebody raises the temperature and you return by raising the temperature, boom, all of a sudden, yeah.
Okay, all right. So switching gears just a little bit. Sometimes, I think from outside looking in, sometimes people get into disagreements or mishaps because there's not a clear role, the man's role, the woman's role in marriage. So this question takes on that topic. What is the man's role in marriage, or what do you believe is the man's role in marriage and a woman's role in marriage? My spouse is very controlling and likes to demand everything to be done because he's the man and has to be obeyed.
It's type A. It's type A. Some people are just control freaks. They understand? They can't help themselves. They understand? A lot of these issues, people have seen it when they were dating. It's either they didn't take note or they thought that it wasn't a major thing. Now you are married and it's now a major thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? And these are things that they ought to have looked at and say, can I live with this? Do you understand? I don't believe in anybody controlling anybody. That's for me. I don't believe in that. Because God made us free. And marriage is not bondage. Do you understand? So people should not be in marriage and they feel they're in bondage or they are in slavery. No, that's not what marriage is all about. Do you understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, we should, like I said earlier in one of our, podcasts, and I said that you should see your wife as equal, partners in this relationship called marriage. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you don't, then you can put on the controlling thing, and start to move things about. But at the end of the day, so far it can go. You cannot really walk. Do you understand? It might be nice to find out why is that controlling. Could it be because of insecurity? You understand? Because some people, when they are insecure, they want to control everything. You know, do you understand? Could it be because of insecurity? So what do you do? Because if that's the reason, you have to reassure him, you know, to make him more secure. You know, to make him more secure. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, and when people feel secure, they will stop some of the controlling things that they are doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, it's a tough thing, you know.
Yeah,
you know,
marriage is
But
tough.
it's not only the man; it could be the woman also. You know, that they're just, you know, there's one name that they call them. You know, that they are controlling people. You know, they just want to control everything. You know, if you put this thing here and it's not, they feel it's not the right place.
OCD, yeah.
OCD, yeah. OCD, yeah. They just
They'll
move
just
it.
move it.
Why you're not watching? You just move it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, but because you know them, that they are OCD, you know, so you try not to make that an issue, because that's not the totality of who they are. Do you understand what I'm saying? You just say, okay, let me leave it.
So, what's your take on silent treatments in marriage? This person, they addressed, they said, whenever I argue with my husband, he keeps quiet and doesn't respond for hours, and sometimes he'll go quiet for days. He just doesn't know how to move on, even if I apologize for the sake of peace. PT, what should I do?
There are many questions in that thing. Do you understand? Moving on, even after apology, is different from silent treatment. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some people take things inwards, you know, and at times their excuse is that they don't want to say anything, because if they say anything, they might mess up. But if you're not saying anything also, you might be messing up things. Do you understand? You know, so it's not like if you don't say anything, it answers. It might be a way of answering as well. Do you understand? And even when you are talking. Do you understand? You know. I'm not a silent treatment person. I talk. If I don't agree with you, it will not be that long for you to know that this man doesn't agree with you, because I can sit to you and we talk. Hey, boy, I don't like that way now. And I just move on. Do you understand? And I can see you down the road and I keep on talking like nothing happened. You know, my wife is always amazed about that. She just doesn't understand how that works between me. And I said, it's okay, you know, because she does silent treatment and all that. But all those things don't work with me, you know, because I could just continue talking and all that, you know. And after a while, she would join when she wants to join. I just say, I think this man is just not feeling my silent treatment. I said, try another style, Joe. This one is not working. Do you understand? But in moving on, it's just that we should not allow our hearts to be hardened. Do you understand? You know, I don't know what else you want in life. If somebody apologizes. After apology, what else do we want? Do you understand? You just try to. It might still be painful, but it's a journey. It's a journey. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. You can't be dwelling on the past every time. Do you understand? You can learn from the past, but don't live there. You know. So when you find it difficult to move on, it means you are still living in the past, and you are not able to get the best out of your partner. Do you understand? Because every new day, best things come. You know, good things show up every new day. It's a good day every day. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I can't dwell too much on the past. On the past. Let's enjoy today. And honestly, you are listening to me. Life is short. I'm just saying to you, life is very short. I've seen people, they are here in the morning, in the evening they are not. Yeah. And their spouses are saying, if only I knew that we are settled to fight before he passed. If only you don't need that. You don't need that weight. It's too much of a weight to carry. It's too much of a weight to carry.
Very true, very true. So PT, what healthy habits would you advise for singles who, you know, want to be in a healthy marriage and healthy relationships on forgiving, forgetting, and moving on? What healthy habits can they implement in their daily life and, you know, the dating aspect? What healthy habits can we do?
Honestly, just be the best friend to the person that you are dating. Do you understand? If you are friends offend each other, and they forgive each other, and they talk about it, and they move on. And they move on. You know, one good habit is for you to talk about it. Do you understand? Don't keep on taking disappointments and odds, and you don't talk about it. Do you understand? Because over time it builds up. It builds up. And at the time you are talking about it, it might be the time you are exploding. Do you understand? And by then people are saying, and you kept quiet all this while. Do you understand? You know. So it's good to talk about it. Do you understand? And once you've spoken about it, then it's time to move on. Do you understand? And that's it. And just treat yourself, you know, as human beings. You know, that all human beings, you know, make mistakes. And none is perfect. You understand? Once you're able to do that, honestly, marriage is tough, but it's not impossible. Yeah, it's not impossible.
That's true, very true.